Today I'm going to teach you the difference between a brush and a scuff. Now there's two basic steps, a shuffle step and then there's also a scuffle step. So we're going to use those to distinguish the difference between the shuffle and the scuffle. So a brush is using our toe, whereas a scuff is using our heel. Let me show you a brush. I'm going to show you from the side angle. It's easier to see. I'm going to start with my foot up in the back and I'm going to do the brush first, which is just my toe. I'm going to do it slow. Brush. Here it is again. Just my toe hits the ground. Brush. Brush. You can just do these over and over again. Those are brushes. Now, a scuff is using my heel, so my toe is not going to hit the ground. Here's the scuff. Slow. As you can tell, it's what kids do when they're dragging their feet. They're scuffing. So let's do the difference between a shuffle and a scuffle. Here is the shuffle, which is only our toes. Toe, toe. Now here's the scuffle, which is our heel, then the toe. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Now you have to do the toe going back because we can't really do our heel going back or your leg will get stuck and it could hurt. So make sure you're doing heel, then your toe. Scuff, scuff, and then versus a brush, brush. Now this is really good to practice. You can do a shuffle step and then a scuffle step and do right, then left, then right, then left. That way it'll get a rhythm and you can get it in your brain, but the difference between the brushes and the scuffs. So here's a shuffle step, now a scuffle step. Shuffle step, now a scuffle step. Something that's really important about this is a lot of basic tap dancers, when they're learning shuffles, they like to put their whole foot down. Boom. And you get all these extra noises. I'm going to do it exaggerated. And see how the noises are kind of mucked up? If you do that when you're doing just a brush and don't let your heel hit the ground, your sounds will be a lot more crisp versus this. So make sure when you're doing your brushes, you're hitting only your toes and your scuff is hitting only your heel.